Hi, Code Monkey here, coming to you from rural Thailand, where I have found myself with a lot more time on my hands than I expected, as I'm sure many of you have as well. And I'm trying to put my time into finishing a lot of those projects that I haven't had time to finish. For example, I've put a lot of new courses over on williamclarkson.net, all about Phaser. And the main thing I want to share with you today is a template that I have been using for the last year or so to develop games rapidly for clients and for my own personal use. Now, I've made the template around my needs, but I think that you might find it useful as well. I will be releasing the template if there's enough interest in it, and I've been going back and forth on whether to charge or to give the template away for free. And I finally just came down in the middle with a pay what you want. But first, let me just go ahead and show you some of the basic features of the template so you can decide whether it would work for you or not. So let's get started.
Code Monkey, get up, get coffee. Code Monkey, go to job.
Now let's take a look at some of the main features of the Ultimate Games Part template. You'll notice here that we have a grid, and if you've used my utility template before, this will be very familiar to you. The advantage of using a grid is that the cells can change height and width based on the size of the device. So if I place something, say, in spot 27, it'll be in spot 27, whether we're on a cheap phone or if we're on an iPad or if we're on desktop. That's because everything is done by percentage. And to set that up, you simply need to create a scene or copy one of the scenes in the template that extends base scene. And base scene has a lot of built-in functionality into it, and you can certainly look behind the scenes if you want through all that to see how it's made. But I'm just going to show you right now how to use it. Now, the thing we usually use the most in games is images. And I was getting a little unorganized with all my images, and so what I have done here is made different arrays for different types of images. And with the template, whatever the name of the image is, in this case face, will also be the key. And so I simply add face into the PNG array here in scene load. Over in scene main, say that I want to put that in the middle of the screen, and say that I want it to be maybe 25% of the width of the game. I would say this place image face for the key, 60 for the position, and 0.25 or 25% for the game. And there it is. And of course that will stay the same no matter what device that it's on. And say that I wanted to put text, something else that we use a lot of in our games. And I was using a lot of objects. I was using things like this, my text equals this add text, and I'd position it somewhere, let's say 100, 200, the X and the Y, hello for the string, and then I would say something like color and FF000 for red. And there it is right there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me change it to white so you can see it better. And I was doing that a lot. And if I needed a second text, I just simply copy that. But I found it more efficient to keep all these styles in one place. In other words, I would make a lot of text with these objects of color and shadows and everything in it. And then I would have to go back and change them individually. So what I do now in the template is this place text, hello, and let's see, that was around, let's put it at number 24 here, so it'll be the same on all devices. Hello is the text, 24 for the square, and I'm going to use what I call a text style, which is going to be white. And I'll say this my text equals this place text, hello 24 and white. So just the position, the text, and a style. And there it is. Now the styles are predefined in text styles. So here's the white style right here. If I wanted a different style or a new style, there's a couple of ways I can do it. Most of the time I will just copy the style, change the key, change the color, and maybe I change the font or the size. And there are some predefined sizes in here as well. And those will grow or shrink with the size of the game. And up here at the top is the main font. So if I wanted to change that, I could change all the fonts there. I can also set things individually. I could change main font here to a second font that I've loaded. So I'll change that now to my new style of green. And a size large. If I want to change the position, I put it at 29. Excellent. And if I want a new font, I can load them from Google Fonts by going into the Scripts folder, Font Loader, and for example, I'm loading some in here already. Indie Flower is one. If I want just the green to be Indie Flower, I can put that in. Or if I wanted to change all the text styles to that, such as if I wanted all the text styles to be flamenco, I go up and change the main fonts. Anything that's not overwritten by one of the fonts families in the text styles itself will use the main font. So that saves me a lot of time, especially if a client makes a change. I only have to go back and change that style. I don't have to go through and edit a lot of objects. And those are the basics for the Ultimate Game Parts template for Phaser 3. There's a lot of other things in here, things like media management and simple visual effects, and I will go over those in a later video, but these are the basics. Please let me know what you think if you'd like me to keep developing this. I'm planning on releasing this to the public if I get enough interest in it, and if so, I will then make a video on how you set it up, and a lot more of the built-in features like clocks and score boxes and buttons and different features like that. So please leave me a comment below. Thanks very much.